Hi guys, it's Nez here again. Today I'm going to show you how to sign up for a Google AdSense account. If you've heard of AdWords or AdSense before, it's pretty easy to get them mixed up. So to keep it really simple just for today's training, AdWords is Google's main advertising product, and that's what you see when you do a search on Google. And AdSense allows publishers like ourselves to put Google's ads onto our own sites and generate some revenue. Pretty cool. For the purposes of the training and the challenge, all we're really going to be doing is using Google AdSense to test the commercial value of our site. In other words, testing to see if the site will actually generate some money. So with that, let's get to the video and get ourselves signed up with a Google AdSense account. Now the obvious first step for us here is to go to the AdSense website. So if you just type in adsense.google.com, that will take you to this screen here, and you can get started with the process of signing up. Now this is actually the login screen for people who already have an AdSense account. So if you already had one, you'd obviously just put in your Google email and password details there and jump in. We don't for this training, so we're going to go up to the red button here, sign up now, and we'll click that to get started. Now everybody should have a Google account by now if you've gone through the challenge so far, because you will have set up Google Analytics and a couple of other things. Now if you haven't done that yet, that's okay. We can still go to the create a new Google account button here. We won't do that in this video because it's obviously, as I said, something people should have already done. And you can see quite simply, all we really need to do this process is to have a Google account ready, which we do, and we'll do that in a second. We have to work out which website we're going to be using to try and monetize. So we have to decide. For us, it's simple again. We'll be using our micro-niche website that we've created. That will be the site that we put in. And then we need to put in some postal information about ourselves in order for Google to hopefully pay us. So let's get started. Step 1, select your Google account. So I'm going to go and log in. Now if you see a couple of areas here where I've got something blanked out, it's basically because I've got my Google account details here, and let's be honest, I don't want to share them with anybody. So if you had yours already, you would just put into the email area your email address, and you would put in password your password, and just click on sign in. Takes a couple of seconds to get in there. Right, tell us about your content. Now, website information. For the purposes of this, we're going to use the good old vintage electric guitar blog, and we will pop that in here. There we go. And for yourself, obviously, you use your micro-niche blog. We're going to go with English. And then we've got some policies here. Now, recently, Google have made a lot of their policies a lot easier to follow. So there's far less button clicking involved and reading of things to understand it. So it's really quite simple. It's a 5-stage process. We're not going to click on our own ads. We'll get other people to do it. We're not going to place on ads on sites that have adult content. We're not going to be doing anything that involves distribution of copyrighted materials, and we have to make sure we don't already have an AdSense account, so we obviously will be fine there because this is brand new for everybody. And we are not going to place ads on sites that includes incentives to click on ads, which basically means you're trying to encourage people by giving something away. Hey, click on my ad and you'll get this. So we've read and abided by all those terms and conditions, and we will click on continue. And this is the third step where we put in our information about where we live. So for myself, if you can't figure it out from the accent, I am in Australia. I'm an individual, and I'm going to pop in my name. And I'm going to pop in my street address, city, and all of those other details. Now this section here I'm going to blank out for just a second. I'm sure you'll understand, so bear with me while I do this. I have to be very careful I don't actually just end up reading what I'm typing while I do it anyway, which would kind of give the game away, which would be silly. That's where I live, that's my postcode. Now the phone number, I don't know if you need to do this if you're in America, but whenever I use phone numbers, I always put in the country code for myself. And how did you get to know AdSense? Just a little bit of an advertising thing for you. Let's see, online forum or blog. Let's just put in other, shall we? And Google also wants to know whether it can email you, which is pretty standard. So I'm going to just leave that customized and submit my application. Okay, your application has been submitted and is being reviewed. So this is basically the waiting part of the game. We just need to sit back and wait for Google to come back to us and tell us whether it's approved or not. And hopefully after it's been approved, we can go into the next step of the challenge. And as you can see here, Google has also been very nice in providing us with some educational resources while we're waiting for our site to be approved. And you can see we've got the help center there and a few other little bits and pieces, but probably one thing you might want to have a quick look at is the interface tool, which takes you through the back end of the AdSense system. So once you've got your account and you can log in and have a look around, you'll be familiar with it if you've checked out this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a nice quick one for today, which is wonderful. And all the best with the challenge, and I will talk to you soon.